Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stands. We're meant to be live for a match and we will be very soon, but we've got some breaking news coming in the last few minutes. It's all over Twitter. It's all over there that a bid has gone in from Chelsea for Garnacho. Now, combined by the news that he's not part of the squad, this could be quite big. But we're hearing he is part of the squad, and the squad that's been released doesn't have Rashford in it, doesn't have Garnacho in it, but this is based on who's been spotted. Ahmad hadn't been spotted either. We're told that Garnacho and Ahmad are part of the squad for the game tonight, but that doesn't take away from the fact that Chelsea have made an offer for Garnacho. This is coming in from @Gaston Dull, who is an Argentinian journalist with 1 million followers on social media. So we probably have to take that quite seriously. There was talk that Chelsea would put a bid in. Do you think this is true? How do you compute it in your head? Because if Chelsea did put an offer in, it will be bigger than Napoli's quite substantially. Napoli will not have the firepower financially that Chelsea have. Chelsea will probably go in at around £60 million, whereas Napoli's first bid was £35 million, 43 million euros. That's a 25 million gap. That's nearly double. So I don't know. If we get it from Romano and Ornstein, we get it from Romano and Ornstein, but I don't know that Chelsea will do this. I would do it. If I was Chelsea, I would do it. I think that if you look at the development of Garnacho over the last 2.5 years, and you project what he can do in the next 2.5 years, you'll still only be 22.5. So I would do it for £60 million. You know, you do it in installments, whatever. Maybe you put a bit of bonus in there, bit of add-ons. I don't really see it as a problem. Also, he's a Premier League proven player. This is a player that's scored goals in the Premier League, created goals in the Premier League. And in a Chelsea side that's young and developing, it could be a really good fit. It's ridiculous. It's stupidity from Manchester United's part, but that doesn't mean that Chelsea shouldn't have a go. I can see why they want to do it, and I can see it being a good fit. The question is, do Man United do that deal? And everything in you says no. This is not Jadon Sancho, who, you know, was turning up too late for training and we had to loan him out to Dortmund and we had problems with Sancho, etc. This is a young player that's come through our youth setup for most of his teenage years and is being sold because he's an asset to a rival. That becomes a problem for me. I've never known Man United do that. I've never known Man United sell a player that's not completed their potential anyway, but then to sell it to another English club in your league and concede that, you know, you can take our better players because you're better than us. That would be a horrible message. Regardless of bringing money into the club, it's an Everton tactic. It really is. Oh, let's have the money and you can have this asset and we'll hope we can build more. Nah, not for me. I don't like it at all. But I still retain my feeling that this could always be about Manchester United and whether we can, you know, coax out the Napoli interest, because that's obviously where we would like to be. Garnacho's definitely at Old Trafford. We've seen the pictures there. Don't worry about that. Obviously, we're going to be live very soon. We count down to kickoff. But Manchester United here are apparently in receipt of a bid for Manchester United's Garnacho from Chelsea. I'm just reading stuff here. Rather incredible if this does develop how it's sort of being released at the moment. And you would have to... I mean, look, some Chelsea fans aren't happy with it. I'm just looking on social media. Some Chelsea fans aren't happy. I'm not happy with it. I couldn't give a shit about Chelsea fans. What I will say is what I've said to you numerous times. Wherever this player ends up, I'm absolutely convinced that he will end up being a very, very, very good player. So I would be very, 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 very disappointed in the club if they were to do this deal. Still waiting on what Fabrizio's going to say. I mean, I suppose the next question is what happens next if Chelsea have put a bid in? Well, Man United dismiss it and refuse it, I suppose. But you can't dispute that they'd be hypocrites. You know, they're negotiating with Napoli, whose first offer was £35 million. If Chelsea come in and offer 55 million or 60 million, and you go no because you're a Premier League club, you're never going to get Napoli to that price. And look, the danger is if they do the deal with Chelsea, are they not proving the point that this is just a cash grab? And if it's a cash grab, why are you suddenly worried about Premier League clubs? If you're putting people up for sale and you're saying you're not going to sell them to Premier League clubs, you're not going to get a lot of money because the Premier League is the richest league in the world, and that's the place you want to be selling to if you want to get good money. Look, I'm not in any way, shape or form condoning this or saying we should do it. I'm just saying it compounds the ridiculous nature of putting players like Mainu, Garnacho potentially up for sale and then saying, but we won't sell to a Premier League club. I mean, you're selling them for money. You're not selling them because you don't think they're good enough. You're not selling them because you fell out with them. You're selling them to get money into the club. But then you're going to say, but we won't sell them to the place where we'll get the most money. I mean, that's the problem, isn't it? If Napoli are going to give you 40 million and Chelsea are going to give you 60 million, you should take the 60 million if that's what you're interested in. But that's why it's such a bad thing to do, because when you become a selling club, you're just giving your assets up to other clubs. It doesn't matter whether it's Napoli or Chelsea. It just brings it into sharp contrast that if we want good money, we have to sell him in the Premier League. It would be horrible to see Garnacho playing in a Chelsea shirt. But as I've said many times, if I was him, I'd want to go to Chelsea, not Napoli. I'd want to stay in the Premier League. It's the most glamorous league. It's the one with the most focus. It's the most competitive league. It's the best league to be in, to be developing yourself. He's used to this league. His journey in the Premier League isn't complete. It's Man United trying to end his journey. I think the best place for him to be probably would be Chelsea if it's not Man United. So the player as well can play a big part in this. Man United don't hold all the cards. They can say, we don't want you at the club anymore and we're negotiating with Napoli. His agent can go to Chelsea like the other night and say, yeah, we're basically being forced out. We've accepted that, but we don't really want to go to Napoli. Is there anything you want to do? And if Chelsea go, yeah, we'll offer them the price, but they probably won't do the deal, then Garnacho can say to the club, look, I didn't want to leave. You're forcing me out. You're not forcing where I go. So I want to go to Chelsea. You want to sell me, let me go to Chelsea because I'm not going to Napoli. And this is where it becomes problematic, because you can force a player out, you can put a player up for sale, but you can't really then say, and this is where you're going to go. You can do it the other way around. If a player says they want to leave and Man United don't want to sell him, we can say you're not going to Chelsea. But you can't do it the other way around. You can't say we want to sell you and you're not going to Chelsea, because the player's the one that's been, is being forced out in that situation. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it pans out. Get your comments in. Match day tonight. I'm sure we'll be talking about it more on the live content. Thanks everyone for watching, and I look forward to reading your comments. Speak to you in a bit. Take care.